Hello, my name's Irby. Let's talk about the core, because we haven't done that for a while. Um, yeah, just wanted to do a quick video, so this is going to be really impromptu, no editing. I'm just going to record this and upload it. That's boring, you don't need to know about that. Let's talk about the core. So, where is it? Where it's at now? How it got to where it is? Just a quick breakdown, everything on the table situation. So, 16 million years ago, when dinosaurs roamed the Earth, I started working on a single player map for Half-Life. Not a particularly interesting event. I have done that countless times. I couldn't tell you how many times I started a map pack and then cancelled it a few days later. I'd have to go through my 6,000 plus posts on TWHL to tell you how many times I've done that, and I'm not going to do that. But yeah, a terrible habit of starting a mod, working on it for a couple of days, being really into it, and then just interest slowly fizzled out, and I'd stop working on it. And everyone would say, "What happened to this?" And I'd be like, I haven't got time." That was bollocks. I had plenty of time. I just got bored and wanted to move on to something else. The core would have been the same, but I did something different. So I started working on this map pack and I say map pack, very much emphasise that it was just a simple map pack. There was no plan for models or custom code. It wasn't even using Spirit at this point. It was literally just a vanilla Half-Life map pack. And here comes a cat. You stop in there? Okay. There's a cat out of shot. Ha! Deal with it. So yeah, I started making a map pack for Half-Life. It was under the name Complex Opinion. And the difference is I took some screenshots and I actually made a profile and a mod page on moddb.com, which was not something I'd ever done before. And I was going to say it's not something I've done since, but that's a lie. But yeah, it was the first time I'd gone to ModDB and posted my screenshots there. It had always been TWHL for everything Half-Life related. I'd never gone outside of my comfort zone, as it were. And immediately people were quite responsive and saying it looked good. So that was a nice little pep talk. That's probably the one thing that motivated me in the early days to keep at it and not just stop. Complex Opinion, Irby, what's that? That was the original name for the core before it was the core. A little bit of background on that title. So, Complex Opinion are two words. So, about a month later, I think it was, I renamed it to the core, which was a little more apt given the location in Black Mesa Central Complex and what the primary objective was going to be at that time, which was to go into the core and do some business. That storyline's changed, and every map that existed back then has also changed. So yeah, again, a bit of background. When I started working on Complex Opinion / the core, I wasn't a good mapper. I hadn't released anything of significance except a few test maps, which were bad test maps, and I started making another bad map pack. You can go through the history of images on ModDB, moddb.com/mods/the-core. You can go all the way back to the first images I posted in August 2008, and they are bad. They were bad maps. They had bad gameplay. They didn't look great. It was using an overused texture pack, submerged.wad, and a few textures that I edited in PaintShop Pro, I think, back then. All of the comments were positive, saying this looks great, can't wait to see more. They were wrong. That long and short of it, those comments were wrong. It doesn't look great, it was bad. The level design was bad. All of it is gone. Every single thing. If you go through the oldest 5 pages of images on ModDB, that's all gone. So the problem with the core, where it's at now, the problem with the core is not that it's been in development for 12 years. It's that, partly it is that, but partly it's because people change over 10 years or more. So, give you an example. In 2008, when I started on working on the core, I hadn't played Half-Life all the way through on hard without cheating. I hadn't finished Quake without cheating. I'd never completed Doom. I didn't even own Doom. And when I had played Doom, it was at a friend's house, and we played while cheating. My favourite game was Half-Life. I had never played a Fallout game. Fallout 3 came later. I hadn't played Fallout New Vegas, which is currently my second favourite game of all time. I hadn't played Skyrim because it wasn't out yet. There was a number of things that I hadn't done because it was 2008. I was 22 years old. Jesus, I was 22 years old. I'm 34 now. Hence the beer gut and the man boobs and the beard, which is turning grey, and the hair, which is not. As in not there, not turning grey, it is doing that. If you came to this video looking for concise information, you clearly never checked out my blogs back when they were publicly available, which I don't think they are anymore. For this reason, it's just me rambling, and this will probably be offline at some point. And I'm rambling again. Haha. So yeah, my tastes have changed significantly since 2008, when my favourite genre was first-person shooters, despite having only played Half-Life in any great detail, and Half-Life 2, which at the time I liked. I liked Source, and I liked Half-Life 2 in 2008. Not so much these days. I don't dislike Half-Life 2, but it hasn't stuck with me as much as Half-Life 1 ever did. Even Opposing Force or Blue Shift. Half-Life 2 is like down here, everything else up here. Episode 2 was good. I liked Episode 2. So yeah, never really worked with the Source engine, stuck with Gold Source, started a Gold Source mod in 2008. And over the course of the next 12 years, I got married, I had kids, I got a new job, I got another new job, and now I have 2 jobs. For those not in the know who haven't checked the recent articles, I work as a sysadmin for a web development company, and then in the evenings, when I would be working on mods normally, like say the core, I now work at 3D Realms as a level designer. So a lot of my free time isn't. I've got kids to deal with, I have family obligations and responsibilities, like being a grown-up and paying bills and shit. And yeah, when I do level design now, it's actually for 2 games that aren't of my own creation. Core Decay, an immersive sim, and Redacted, an unannounced first-person shooter, which I can't talk about. But yeah, I spend my free time working on those currently, because it pays, and the core doesn't. I still do work on the core at weekends or some evenings when I just don't feel like working on official stuff, because mindset, you have to be in the right frame of mind to do these things. Sometimes I'm not. That's fine. Same goes for everyone else on those teams. So yeah, 12 years of Mapper's Block and so on. And now I'm working on multiple projects and still getting Mapper's Block. It's a very real thing. So where's the core now? The core is in a state that it can be played from start to somewhere in the middle. Archie's still working on it. I've been talking to other mappers who are interested in helping out now that I had less time to work on it. It's not just me working on it, so it's not currently dead in the water. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for hanging in there. The core will be released. Things change, people change. Your likes and dislikes change, and you end up making something 10 years ago that you wouldn't necessarily make now. You go back and reiterate on that, and that's how you get into a vicious cycle of, this isn't good, I know better, start again. And then 5 years later, oh, this doesn't play so well, I'd better start again. And that cycle goes on. So the moral of the story is, don't work on a mod for more than a decade. It won't do you any good, and it will never live up to the hype that you garner over that time. I hope you enjoy the core when it comes out. It will come out. Just hang in there, and thank you for sticking around and being patient. I'm going to go because I'm currently on break from work, so I'm going to go back to that. Huzzah. Sorry for the face.